Wolfpack Wellness is presented by UNC Health, the official healthcare provider of NC State Athletics. So, what is the impact of sleep on all of us and on college athletes? Let's bring in NC State nutritionist Jesse McGinley, who works with our men's basketball program, for a little food for thought. Jesse, how many different ways are we impacted by sleep or a lack of sleep?
Yeah, so there's few studies on elite athletes on sleep, but there's enough evidence to show within the general population and the few studies that we have that it impacts our hormones, it impacts how we metabolize things and how our energy systems work. So how we're getting our energy to our muscles. It decreases our cognitive ability and our lack of concentration. And then on a physiological standpoint, it impacts performance, and then it also impacts immunity. So there's a lot of buckets it touches.
How do you say, well, what's enough sleep for me? I know it's different for everybody, but how do we calculate that?
Yeah, so it's kind of based on age group. Usually for our athletes within this age population, it's within 6 to 8 hours of sleep a night. But it's also the quality of sleep, right? So we could kind of have a light night of sleep and not hit that REM cycle, which is our deeper sleep. And so there needs to be a portion of that where we're fully recovering. And in that is where our true like relaxation, vasodilation happens. And that's where recovery really, really happens. So if somebody is not staying asleep or kind of waking, tossing, turning, that's kind of a good evaluation point of, it's not a great quality night of sleep.
Do naps count?
Naps do count. It is recommended not to go more than 30 minutes though, just because of it could mess up the cycle of your circadian rhythm a little bit.
Even for the elite athletes, it is important for them to get enough sleep, is it not?
Yeah, I would say I would argue that it would be even more so, just because of the nature of what they have to do every day, and especially with college athletics in general. It's not just a professional athlete where that's all you're focused on. They are a college student in general, which adds a lot of stress to that as well.
No doubt about it. How often do you have to remind your athletes? You make sure they're nutritionally sound, but you also have to remind them better get enough sleep.
Yeah, no, that is a big talking point with all of them. And I think usually I kind of go through a checklist of what they are doing outside of nutrition that could impact nutrition and performance, and sleep is probably the number one that I go to for that.
Well, Jesse, we appreciate your time, expertise, and here's to a good night's sleep.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
You can find more wellness information at unchealthtalk.org.